What's up, anomalies? Today we're going to be talking about 13 Dream SMP theories that explain everything. These theories are a mix of my own and some theories that I got from my community and some comments. I do want to say thank you guys for all the support on my recent videos. It's, meant a lot to me. And of course, if you're new, hit that subscribe button. We're on our way to 7K, which will be awesome. Make sure to go follow Flores, Twitter in the description. They made this beautiful thumbnail and my still art. So without further ado, let's get on with the video. Theory 1. Dream is but a vessel for DreamXD. Quite a popular theory that I've found in my comments is that Dream is actually a vessel for DreamXD. That somehow DreamXD has been able to insert itself into Dream and uses him as kind of a puppet. The evidence for this is that DreamXD is referenced as looking just like Dream. He also has Dream's voice, and possibly has Dream's memories. Another sub-theory off of this is that DreamXD is the voice that Ranbu hears, not Dream, and the same voice actually talks to Dream, and that's why Dream knows about the voice, because the voice also talks to him in prison. The one thing I find a bit odd about this theory is why would DreamXD let his vessel be stuck in a prison if he wants to, have a vessel? And also, when we see DreamXD for mainly the first time, he doesn't really seem to know how the world works. He doesn't know how L'Manberg works or how anything really works. To be honest, he kind of feels like someone who's never talked to another human before, but kind of watched from the background, which makes me feel like he's never actually had real conversations and real contact with the normal people, which makes me not think this theory is actually correct. The second theory is that Fundy's afterlife is the van. In Fundy's nightmare, we see that Wilbur and Fundy are in the Kamar van, and the second or third pass over, Wilbur vanishes, and then Wilbur gets resurrected. This was pointed out when Filza tells Fundy that Wilbur was resurrected. This was kind of linked to that dream. But is this true? Did Fundy simply predict that Wilbur was going to be resurrected, or does this mean something a little bit different? Theory 3. Fundy uses dreams to gain knowledge. In Fundy's nightmare, we see that the books that he reads talks about knowledge, things that he shouldn't know and that he doesn't want to know. But how does he have this knowledge? Well, I have a theory about that. We know that there is actual knowledge in the afterlife. When Tommy visited Wilbur when he died for a short period of time, Wilbur had paper next to him, and those papers specifically dated the end of time itself. So Wilbur even knows when the universe is going to end, so there's some strange information in the afterlife, possibly referring to the future. Maybe the papers aren't linked by time. Maybe you can research anything that happened from the past to the future, which could make sense. If Fundy could somehow travel to the afterlife when he was dreaming, maybe his subconscious could read that information and then predict the future using his dreams. This could also happen possibly because of Fundy's connection to Wilbur. Another common theory is that Fundy isn't real, but instead made by Wilbur in some sort of lab. And if so, maybe Wilbur implanted something into Fundy that made their brains kind of connect. 4. Why Wilbur came back. You see, the last time we spoke to Wilbur, he did not want to get resurrected. At the time, he was dead for about 9 years, but now it's 13 years, and now he suddenly really wanted to come out, and he's incredibly happy that he has come out. But what has changed in the 3 to 4 years that he was still trapped in the afterlife? I mean, he seemed to have spent 9 years there with almost no problem. Why now? I have 2 little small theories about why he wants to come back now. The first theory is that Wilbur, when researching, saw something that shook him to his core, something that changed everything that he thought about the world, and this caused him to snap, and this wanted him to go back. My second theory is that after Tommy left, there was this strange hole in Wilbur's heart that he hadn't felt before because he was just dead. After all, Schlatt died after him, so maybe he was kind of used to people going there and then just staying there with him. But as soon as Tommy left, maybe he realized that he could go back home and that he actually really wanted to deep down. 5. Bad Boy Halo is breaking from the egg. This is going to be a really simple one because a lot of people have this theory. Bad Boy Halo is breaking from the egg's control. This is kind of obvious in the lore. I don't think it's more of a theory and just more of a possibility, as even Bad has started to insult the egg, say it's stupid, say it's not actually that powerful, and he's just doing it for his own reason, not because he wants to help the egg. 6. What will hatch from the egg? Now, speaking of the egg, I want more of ancient lore, right? Because we know that there is ancient lore. Foolish is an ancient god. and so is the egg, and they knew each other beforehand, but Foolish has forgotten. So there are gods in this universe, and that is canonical. It's the egg, DreamXD, and Foolish. And I really want to see a god fight. I really want to see them duke it out, and that would be super cool. But what will hatch from the egg? Well, one possibility that I thought could hatch from the egg is Satan himself. You see, Bad Boy Halo is canonically a demon, which means that canonically in the Dream SMP, canonically, there is hell. Now, my personal headcanon is that Bad Boy Halo was kicked out of hell because he was too nice. But I think if a character was to emanate out of the egg, I think Satan or Lucifer or someone incredibly powerful that we know is dangerous would be super cool. I honestly don't really want a celebrity to come out of the egg, because unless they can really act, I feel like they'll just like show up and then disappear because they're busy, they're a celebrity. If a character does come out of the egg and that's what's gonna happen when it hatches, I want this character to be a permanent villain in the story. Number 7, Dream fucked up. If I can find this comment, I will put it on screen, but unfortunately I don't have it right here in front of me, but I saw this from a comment, is that Wilbur called Dream his hero when he was resurrected. However, when Wilbur was alive, he always called himself the villain. He knew that he was the bad guy of the story and decided to act like a bad guy. So, if Dream is the hero, what would a villain do? Well, a villain would kill a hero. Now, I think this is gonna be like that would be a super cool thing that to happen, is like, you know, you think Wilbur's gonna help Dream, but Wilbur wants to kill Dream because he's the villain. But I feel like the way Wilbur acted, he's no longer wanting to become the villain because he realizes that he wants to live. He wants to stay alive, which I might make another theory about that, like a full video about it. Next is Wilbur's aura. Ever since Wilbur came back, I had an idea. You see, even in life, I described Wilbur as this force of nature because he didn't even need armor. He gained power, control, and a country without wearing armor. And now that he's come back, I think his aura is just so menacing, he doesn't need armor. He might be able to control and manipulate everyone just by existing, while Dream has to do it on purpose. Wilbur warps the mental state of everyone around him and bends them to his will. I think a really cool scene would be if Wilbur walked up to the prison and Awesome Dude was just so taken aback by him that he just let him through. Just that easy. That probably won't happen, but that'd be a really cool idea. Number 9, Filzer's fear. Filzer is scared of Wilbur because of what he did. Now, I don't know how this is going to turn out, but hopefully it turns out to not be Filzer's death. 10. Tommy's transformation. With Wilbur back and calling Dream the hero, could it be possible that Tommy in it has to become the villain to win? In one of my previous videos talking about how Tommy will become Dream because he put on the nightmare armor, and yet he didn't use it to try and break into the prison. I think this is more setup because I think that Tommy has to become Wilbur's villain to try and kill Dream. And I think Tommy has to play the part of the villain. You know, when they said to each other, Tubbo and Tommy said to each other, don't become the next Schlatt and don't become the next Wilbur. I feel like Tommy's gonna break that promise. I feel like Tommy is gonna become the next Wilbur, going into the villain role, wearing Nightmare's armor and becoming the bad guy, so that he can not only kill Dream, but kill his brother figure, his mentor, so that he can kill Wilbur. 11. Ranboo's true power. I feel like Ranboo will learn to speak with the voice in his head, which we talked about before could be DreamXD, and he will use it to gain new powers and abilities. We already saw a hint of this in his first lore stream, the lessons of the Enderwalk saga, and I feel like he's going to be using this Enderwalk state and voice more and more to gain more and more powers. Number 12. The sleeping dilemma. You see, George, he sleeps. He sleep. He go night-night. Number 12, the reversal theory. This is more of a thematical theory than a canonical theory, but I thought it would just be interesting. What if by the end of the Dream SMP, everyone ends the opposite of what they were? Technoblade becomes a dictator, Tommy in it becomes a manipulative villain, and Dream becomes selfless and cares about things. Not super likely, but an interesting thing to think about. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you'd please leave a like and subscribe. We're on our way to 7K, and that would be awesome. And if you stuck around, thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. If I don't see you there, I'll see you in the next life. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you on the flip side. And if I don't see you there, I'll see you in the void. Bye bye.